the months to come, as a noise wakes them in the night, they'll remember it can't be you sneaking in late or getting home from practice because you don't live with them anymore. It might not be so terrible to scold you about responsibility 10 minutes after midnight, or to let you share their bed so the monster won't get you, or swaddle you so your tiny little body stops fussing. But I'm certain that the stark emotion they each experienced once they'd realized you'd been conceived is vivid still within them. Now, it is the year 2018 and you are 18, so I know there's definitely a lot of people who took Party Like It's 1999 seriously. But if you care about them, you will let them let go of this chapter in your lives together and enjoy the next phase. Parents, you can get back to some long-abandoned hobbies. You can begin shopping for nice things again, unlock your liquor cabinets, and make friends with some other adults who don't necessarily share a vested interest in children's soccer. You can leave here today with your adult child and new friend. Adult children, work, work, work. Work hard. Work at everything. Consider everything a job, with candidates lined up around the street corner barking at upper management to have your position. I'm not being figurative here either. Consider your job, your chores, friendships, relationships, schoolwork. Consider it all something to take pride in, something to put your best into. I want you to work so much you have no time for mischief, celebrity gossip, or romantic comedies. You can leave here today. Today, the hourglass on your prime essentially gets turned upside down. Now, only you have the power to destroy your life. There might be some other people who might seem to try pretty hard, but really only you have the power to tear down what has been built up inside of you. Any person's situation, nothing can really destroy you without some help from you in some way. And one thing that's epically important to remember before you leave here today is to never be a victim. You are not a victim. The day you abandon your victimhood, you choose to pursue happiness. You can be a lot of things. You can be smart, strong, beautiful, funny, talented, but I will not allow you to ever be a victim. Now, there are some people you will meet as you continue on this journey who, no matter what information you present them with, they may conflict you. In hindsight, it might be because they are correct, but there's some information I want you to maintain for me. 23 million Americans still believe the moon landing was faked. There have been 62 television programs about ghost hunting since the advent of the television. Flat Earth believers and vaccine skeptic populations have increased in the past decade, so you get my drift. I hope you can befriend those who do not share in your worldview. Love them, regardless of their political affiliation. Love the Democrats, the Republicans, the Independents. Love the tattooed, YOLOing roller skater. Don't love the last one too much, please. Just strengthen your soul. Reach out your hand to those who think differently than you. They'll make you think. They'll challenge you. These less than kindred spirits will have so much in common with you if you just take the time to listen and let them in. If you haven't yet, let people in. The pain that accompanies their departure is always worth their adventure, and every adventure does not require a social media snapshot with your hand on your hip to make your arm look skinny. Remember that there is always someone smarter, sexier, taller, shorter, virtually more qualified than you for just about any position you can ever hold in your life. So take all of your tasks seriously. If at the end of the day your best was insufficient, at least you tried hard. I have some wishes for you. I wish for you to fall in love with someone who is humble and hardworking. I hope they pay their taxes, make you laugh, and find it exciting to kiss you every day of your life. And I hope you appreciate them. Love, for any person in your life, takes patience and work, dedication, compromise, maturity, and immaturity at times. In any event, I hope your love evolves to be given out more freely, and you do not become bitter. You will not run out of love to give to other people, so please do not be afraid to. Don't be a doormat either, you'll find the balance, but always work towards really loving people more than you did the day before. I wish for you to have beautiful, healthy children. Given your demographic, 80% of you will be parents in the next 20 years. By the time a stamp reaches $1, you'll be a spectator to children's soccer. Now, what good is a 4,000 square foot house with furniture upholstered in Italian silk if you don't know the people who live in it? What good is a house full of mouths to feed if you can't afford your water bill? It is never too late or too early to take the time to start making these considerations. Don't wait for your family to be here for them to motivate you to do well. You will cherish no part of your life as you do those innocent years where your little child asks you to read them the book again. I have memorized Goodnight Moon. Now, do not allow your looks to be all there is to you. You are so incredibly beautiful and young, but take the time now to enrich the other parts of you. That varicose-veined, liver-spotted, stretch-marked, sagging wrapper of yours is going to change. Your organs are going to slow down. Your hair is going to gray thin and fall out. There is no participation trophy for gravity when it comes to the human body. Gravity always wins. It's amazing what 9.8 meters per second squared can accomplish in a century. I wish for you to be important. I hope you do such a good job wherever you are that you are looked up to. Now, I hate to go there, but the leading cause of death for your age group is car accidents, many of which involve substances which have been distilled, fermented, or illegally refined. Please be careful. Please, please be careful. It took one moment of a stranger's ignorance behind the wheel to turn my 17th birthday into a horrific nightmare, the likes of which required my little sister to walk me down the aisle on my wedding day. I did not ask her to cover her tattoos or dye its hair back to its original color. I love Alyssa. She got the best personality in the family, a gifted people person. Being born with no natural talents myself, and a chronic case of adult acne, I will forever remain in high school. High school really hasn't been, teaching high school is not that hard of a job. After the first 2 years, it's not that hard of a job. You get 2 weeks off for Christmas, and at most you have to outsmart a bunch of 10th graders. But there was one day it was actually quite difficult to be a high school teacher. There was a picture of one of my former students from my school back in Michigan, and it surfaced on social media, and she was completely bald from her cancer treatments. And she's recovered beautifully. It was not terminal, but she's a very careful person. She's very responsible. And my point here is that you don't need any additional dangers. There is enough out there. So please, please be careful with yourself tonight and every night. I give you permission to forget all that you've learned at Fountain Hills High School if you only remember to please be careful. You will never know how many people will always love you. Now, ladies, most men, and for a few of you ladies, I'll say women here, proudly we'll say women, have a safety box. They have this of personal items, secret keepsakes of which they wish to remain personal. Now my husband has one of these, and of course I've been through it many times. Now, within it is my favorite letter ever. It's a letter from the late Bernard Fjord, and I read it each time. Admittedly, now I just go through the box to find the letter and read it again, because I just absolutely love this letter. It has this ornate little pink rose stamp on it, and it's postmarked 1996, and the stamp was only 32 cents. Now, he says many things, and he's kind of nearing that wrapping up your life phase where you're just kind of reflecting. And he tells my husband to seek, basically, essentially, to seek to know how to love other people. At the end of his life, he said, it's most important to seek to know how to love other people. So regardless of how your journey unfolds, your love and how you give that love to others will be the single most important part of your journey until your participation in the carbon cycle unravels. So in closing this soliloquy, I want so many things for you, but the thing I want most is for your heart to be full. Yes, I want you to be successful in your academics and your careers and have a safe car and avoid hacky sack, but if you had to pick one thing, I want the people in your life to know how to love you in the way that you need it. I want you to always feel loved. Even if you just lost your skateboarding boyfriend and your job and all of your hair, I want your heart to be joyful still because you understand love. Now, only you can let other people love you. Only you can make your life an adventure. Only you can make your life successful. Only you have the power to destroy your life. Well, that's all she wrote. Congratulations, guys. I will miss you all terribly, and I'll always love you.